This is Hunter Isaacson, and well, he makes a lot of money.
How much are these? This is somewhere around 400,000 or 500,000, I'd have to say.
Like, a lot of money. But unlike all the other rich 20-somethings you see online, Hunter isn't an influencer. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, and he doesn't sell a course. But this week, him and his 4 friends he calls the App Mafia, 4 other kids who all launched viral iPhone apps in their late teens or early 20s, moved into one of the craziest mansions I've ever seen. And word on the street is, these guys are doing over 100 million per year.
You know, how much money are you guys making a year?
We do about 40 million in revenue a year.
Combined. But it wasn't always this way. See, I met Hunter 2 years ago on a trip with my friend Luke. We didn't talk for a few years until I called him this morning and found out that he had generated no less than $100 million since we last spoke. And he'd done it without ever showing his face online, building secret apps that the whole world uses. He also told me he had just moved out to Miami into an insane crib. So I had an idea. What if I went to his house, started a timer, and we counted how much money his apps really make in one day, all while I get the inside scoop on how he and his friends are making 9 figures a year without even leaving their crib. And as you'll see, this story and this lifestyle are even crazier than you think. So let's get into it.
What's going on, guys? We made it out to Hunter's house, and this place is insane.
Now, what I found out on the way over here is Hunter actually doesn't live here alone. And this house is being called on Twitter the App Mafia House because Hunter lives here with 5 other 20-somethings, all of whom have launched apps, and together their apps are generating over $100 million per year in this house. Hence the App Mafia. Now, we all know Hunter's making a lot of money, but what Hunter doesn't know is that we're actually going to be tracking exactly how much money his newest app Bags makes while we're here. And at the end of the video, we're gonna see just how much he printed while we were walking around talking and touring his house. With that said, this driveway is insane. You got, I guess that's the name of one of their apps on the license plate of this Lambo. We got a 296 GTS. I don't even know if Hunter's home. There he is. Look at this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hunter Isaacson. Hunter, what do you do?
I make apps.
This house is fucking insane.
Thank you. We just moved in, so it's kind of a mess.
Can I go inside? Is that an app mafia? What?
So I live here with 4 of my really good friends who are all some of the biggest guys in the app space. We call ourselves the App Mafia. You can see the there.
Dude, this place is fucking insane.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. This is Blake over here, by the way. Blake is one of the co-founders of Cal AI.
Blake was what is Cal AI? What's that?
It's an AI calorie tracker where you can take a picture of your food and track your calories more easily than entering every individual ingredient through apps like MyFitnessPal.
How much revenue are you guys doing a year right now?
We do, we're tracking for $40 million this year. We do about $3.5 million a month.
How old are you?
I'm 24, and then my co-founder is 18.
Who owns the Lambo out front?
The Lambo is Zach's.
Who's 18 years old?
Who's 18, and then the Ferrari is mine.
You guys are doing okay. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for letting me in your house.
Yeah, thanks for
Who
coming.
else lives here?
Some research.
What the this is your boy? Bro, what are you doing?
Bro, I work in the industry, but the opposite side of it. So we have an app to help men quit. We are currently sitting at, you probably want to know this, $500,000 a month, $6 million run rate. Get this though. So
You said you helped him quit.
yeah, this is us. This is we're on the side, but this is what we're building an AI girlfriend that wants you to quit.
Oh, so you're doing market research.
Yeah.
Oh, makes sense. So this is how I make $500,000 a month.
Yeah. Help men quit.
How much? You guys are doing $500,000 a month right now?
Yeah.
How old are you?
23.
Is anyone in this house over the age of like 25? How old are you?
26.
Get this, my partner's 19. I never went to school.
Let's go meet Alex.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing upwards of $100 million a year between everybody in this house.
every app in this house combined. Yeah.
It's Alex.
What's up, bro? I'm Champ. Nice to meet you. Your name's Alex?
Alex, nice to meet you.
What do you do, Alex?
I have an app that helps guys quit jerking off.
Oh, you're his partner.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're 17 years old?
I'm 19.
You're 19 years old.
Yeah.
Where's your supercar, bro?
You know what?
So he's the humble one in the house. He's the humble one.
I just moved here from London, so I'm working on the supercar. I need my fucking visa first. I need my social security number. Government, speed it up.
Let him in the country. He's boosting the GDP.
Yes.
Wow.
Saving the men from themselves.
Where's your supercar, Hunter?
I don't like to drive. I like to be driven.
Hey, let's go do it. Let's go do a driveway tour. Let's see these cars. Nice to meet you, bro. Thank you.
We them boys.
Okay, so this is a 296 GTD.
Yes.
Is that the right name? I don't have a Ferrari.
This is not my Ferrari. This is a 296 GTS.
GTS.
This is Blake's Ferrari.
How much are these?
This is somewhere around 400,000 or 500,000, I'd have to say.
Okay, something light.
Yeah.
We got a matte black wrapped drop top Huracan Spider with the Cal AI license plate on it. These are probably like 250.
250, 300, yeah.
250, 300. That license plate costs a little extra. Okay, we got, look, this is a normal vehicle. It's nice, normal vehicle. We got a Cadillac. Oh, it's the assistant. Okay, sorry. Tell us about this car, Hunter.
This is my car. It's very dirty right now. This is a Cybertruck Cyber Beast Foundation Series. Yeah, I love this car because I don't really like to drive. I prefer to be driven. I don't like driving.
In a Cybertruck?
Well, I do. Well, mostly autopilot, like full self-drive. Yeah.
Okay, and over here we have the one vehicle. See, I grew up in Oklahoma, and where I grew up in Oklahoma, this custom fucking Raptor R is like the pinnacle of success in life. Dude, I swear to God, if you give me any of these cars on everything, I'm choosing the Raptor R. This shit.
Listen,
I'm
in my
kidding.
opinion, I'll say this. I've been able to get any car I want for a while now, but genuinely, like, I just like to sit and chill and be in autopilot and just have some time in silence. Not enough people have time in silence and like just to think. And I really value that time to think. So like that's why I like the Tesla.
I haven't thought in years. Well, Hunter, listen, bro. I have a couple questions I need to ask you. Okay, let's go inside. How much does this house cost a month?
This house costs somewhere in the mid 5 figures a month.
Okay, like 40,000 or 90,000.
Like 50,000, including chef, including assistant, including everything.
Yeah, it looks like it, bro. And spoiler alert, hey, spoiler alert, all paid for by apps. Now, Hunter, you've been building apps since you were how old? 21?
Since I was 17, 18.
And you have made ballpark off of those apps in the past 5 years. How much money?
In all my apps combined, I'd say they generated over 100 million if you count them together.
And when did you make your first million?
23.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you've launched a lot of apps. A
Yeah.
couple of them were not so successful.
Yeah.
And then you had a really big moment
Yeah.
whenever you were 23 years old.
Yeah.
So what happened, bro? Give us a synopsis of Hunter Isaacson going from a kid with dreams to making millions of dollars online, launching apps that the whole world uses.
The synopsis, bro, I graduated high school and I had like a 6-month gap before I started college. I was a spring admin at USC. During that 6 months, I just did some internships and I just learned and I started watching people on YouTube. I was like, you know, I don't really want to go to college. What if I just like built a business?
So you were just a regular college kid?
Just a regular college
with a
kid.
dream.
Yeah, and then I went on a vacation with my family and I had an idea for an app while I was on vacation. And I came back from vacation and I was like, I could build an app. Like that's, you know, I was naive, but
So you built an app?
So I built an app.
And it was called?
Leader.
And how'd that do?
It failed, epically.
What'd your parents think when you did that?
My parents thought I was crazy until I was probably like 20 when I had my second app blow up, which was Zoom U. Once that app blew up, after my first one failed, they were like, oh, like he actually can like make money
well,
here.
and by the way, guys, understand that Hunter is now just built debatably the largest consumer crypto app in the world right now, one of the top 10 largest for sure. But he's been making millions of dollars on the App Store for years, and his first real big success, or you can tell them, what was your first real success?
My first real success is an app called NGL, not gonna lie. It's an anonymous app, Instagram. You post a link on your story, your friends tap the link in your story, they send you anonymous messages, you get them on the app, you then reply back on your story, so you kind of have this private yet public conversation on your Instagram story. And it's this really fun social dynamic and yeah, it's very popular.
Sorry, is that a pickleball court? So NGL was your first big success. How much money has NGL generated since you launched it?
Since we launched it, I'd say 50 million plus.
You see how casually he says that? I would say 50 million plus. Was it successful instantly? What was that story? You went from being a regular kid, were you working a job? Like walk the viewer through how the hell this happened, because your life changed forever.
Oh, dude, it totally changed. I mean, I was working a job. I was 22, 23 at the time. I had been working a job in apps, being very successful in apps as a designer. And my mentor was the guy that created Musical.ly, sold it to ByteDance to create TikTok. So I was like,
That's a nice mentor, bro.
So I learned a lot of things from like really smart people in the app space, and I was like really good at my one niche, like a really good at design and product and like thinking about that type of experience. And so people would just like call me and, you know, bring me in the loop. So I was working a job at this time. In
Regular
design.
desk job.
Regular desk job. Like I was making $100,000 a year, and it was like a venture-backed company. I joined like I was like, you know, employee 12 or 13. So I was like early to like a company, and like was the first designer that the company hired to like build apps. I was sitting at that job after being there for about 2 years, and NGL was blowing up. Like literally while I was sitting at my desk, I'm getting like notifications on my phone.
Wait. When you hit it big with NGL,
Yeah.
and you made how much in one day?
First day was crazy, like 100 or 200,000.
You were working, you were like at your job in a cubicle.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, bro, you have to tell us this exact story. So you're sitting in a cubicle at a desk job, making $8,000 to $10,000 a month.
And spending almost all that on a really expensive apartment.
Okay, so walk me through what this day is like. Are you on a meeting and all of a sudden your notifications start blowing up? You're like, oh my God, I made it? Or what is that like?
I mean, like I'd say the way the day was I was sitting at my desk and I was working on designs, and I knew that it was blowing up, right? Like, because you can see it kind of happening. You know, a couple of days prior, like I was doing math and I was like, okay, wait, if this is the K factor, then like by this day it could be this. Like I was calculating, right? And so
Like we all did whenever
Like
we
we
were
all
at our
did.
jobs trying to get out.
exactly,
By the way.
yeah. And then I was like at my desk like just doing work on designing other apps. So then I remember like leaving for like lunch like halfway through the day, and I would like take my my skateboard out to like get like a burger, and I was looking at my phone and it was just like lighting up, like just like every second lighting up of just money coming in,
How much?
downloads coming in, like every 30 seconds, like thousands of dollars coming
So you're
in.
sitting at your desk, like on a meeting. One
Dude, it
second
was
you're
crazy.
turning over. You're seeing your whole
I had to
life
walk
flash
outside. I
before
was like
your eyes.
freaking out. Like it was like I was like listening to music. I was like doing breath work. Like I was trying to
Dude.
like I was like hyperventilating, bro. Like it was crazy. I was
Oh my
fully hyperventilating, like freaking out. Now how do we keep this going, right? Because at the time I didn't know that the app would do 300 million downloads. Like I thought maybe it would do a few million downloads. So I didn't know how long the moment would last.
What does that feel like? Like what do you think in that moment?
Dude, I honestly like in that moment like I was praying a lot. Like I was honestly like praying to God. Like I was trying to find a higher power.
Like let me keep this?
Like tell me what I have to do to keep this. But like I was fully like praying.
Do you realize what an insane self-made millionaire story that is?
I don't think I know how insane it is because it's just like my own
Well,
thing.
let me tell you out loud,
Thank
bro.
you.
It's
I appreciate that.
fucking insane.
You've got a big new website idea and the team loves it. Instead of taking months to build it, why not just use Framer? With Framer, designing is building. No handoffs, no waiting. Build your full website.
Have you ever had a great idea for an app or web something you really believe could work, but didn't know how to design it or where to even start? Maybe you're not a designer, maybe you don't know how to code, or maybe you just want a faster way to turn your ideas into something real. Well, this video is for you. Today, I'm showing you the top 3 free AI tools that can help you turn your idea into a beautiful app or website design in just a few minutes. These tools are so simple that anyone can use them even if you've never designed anything before. And stick with me, because the #1 tool on this list is shockingly powerful. Let's use you 5 AI-generated designs per month enough to build and test some exciting concepts without paying anything. Now, at number 2 is Stitch by Google. And the best part, it's completely free. With Stitch, all you do is describe what you want, like a login screen with a logo, email input, and a sign-in button, and Stitch creates it for you. You can also upload a simple drawing if you prefer, but here's something special Stitch. Doesn't just give you a picture, it also gives you the actual code that developers can use to build your app. Don't worry if you don't understand code, just know it saves time if you ever work with a developer. You can also export the design to Figma, which is a popular design tool if you want someone else to improve or customize it. And now, the #1 tool on this list is Readdy.aon. Wow, this one is impressive. All you do is type a sentence like, design a home screen for a fitness app with a welcome message and big sign up button. And in seconds, Readdy shows you a beautiful, ready-to-use design. It looks super clean and modern, like it came from a professional designer. And yes, it's free to use. You can export the design to real code or Figma, just like the others. Readdy is perfect for anyone who wants fast, beautiful designs from just an idea. The best of Readdy is that it can also build a website for you from your design and deploy it for you. And before we end, here's a little bonus tool, Magic Path AI. It's also free, and it's fun to try if you want to play around with different ideas. It's not perfect yet, and the designs aren't as polished, but it can help you discover layouts or features you hadn't thought about. These tools can save you hours, and even if you don't know anything about design or coding, they let you bring your vision to life. So ask yourself, what's stopping you from building your dream app? You don't need a team, or money, or special skills. You just need the idea, and now, the right tool. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more easy tools like these, and leave a comment telling me which one you're going to try first.
Wouldn't it be cool if building a website felt like working in your favorite design tool? With Framer, it is. First,
3 hours of coding and development, shared a video about it, showed the
That is something.
Àwọn scholarship that ń wọlé wọ́n ti náà wọ̀ fún mi.
Ó ṣàṣọ pé báwo ló ṣe sọ?
Wọ́n ní àná mo
Ẹ́
wọ́n ní thank you for applying for F1 scholarship.
ẹ̀hẹ́.
Pé àwọn ti review gbogbo details àwọn tó apply. But unfortunately, I wasn't part of them. Àwọn méjì náà lọ fẹ́ fún tẹ́lẹ̀.
Kí wá ní kàtí wọn?
Àwọn sọ anything wọ́n tún fún mi fọ́ọ̀mù ni mo dẹ̀ feel ẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ mú black Africa.
So definitely
That's all.
Category máa jẹ́ indefinite yẹn náà máa wà criteria.
Wọ́n ní yeah. Torí àwọn náà because home field àwọn náà fẹ́ san. So international field. So probably bó ṣe rí pé when did you come to this country 2023? Okay.
Kí wá ní next time?
We try to do something online.
But please, nǹkan gbogbo mi fẹ́rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún ni pé ọmọ kékeré kọ́ mi mọ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀
rárá.
no èmi kẹ mi ò jáde gan ò mọ̀ lánàá.
Dádì ẹ̀
Ọ
gan
béèrè
èyí
ni.
tó ń ṣe gan ó pọ̀ ju wọ́n tó ní kinní gangan lọ.
Mọ̀ lánàá.
Just calm down.
Bí mo ṣe rí báyìí mo kàn bí mo ṣe lè mo kà wá ilẹ̀ tó wà ilẹ̀ tó padà síbi ìfẹ́ tí mo ṣe.
But please, ṣé a máa ro anything? Torí all this will make you a strong person. Please, we beg you. Torí tó bá ti ń ronú, ò ní lè fọ́jà ẹ̀dì. The next thing, o dẹ̀ ló ṣe IELTS.
No, máa ṣe àmì ní choice.
Ìgbà wo ló fẹ́ register? Àwọn yẹn sọ pé ó di December kékeré tó close ó lè jọ kí. Lọ́wọ́ àwọn yẹn náà tún máa ní limited number kan máa tún mú. Ó dẹ̀ wá béèrè pé kí ni gangan tó need, kí ni grade wọn, àbí tó gba 7 and above fún wọn kí ni ẹ̀sìn. Reading, listening, writing and speaking. Speaking yẹn ò tiẹ̀ lè ṣe bọ̀ ó láwọn terms kankan.
£240.
Hmm?
£240.
Ìgbà wo ló fẹ́ register fún £240 kò ní ṣe wà lára lọ́wọ́. Ìgbà wo ló fẹ́ register? Ìgbà wo ló wíṣì láti ṣe ní kókó?
Towards the end, be November.
November bẹ́ẹ̀.
Okay. September, October.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ September la fẹ́ wọ̀ yìí. Try kó fi September yìí prepare kó lè ṣe l'October àbí kí ló. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká rí déètì gan sí October rà. Wo bọ́ ṣe ń sanwó bọ́ ṣe ń mú déètì náà. Tó bá tẹ̀lé torí ó tún máa ń tó kó tún béèrè pé tí o bá ṣe exam lénìí for how long ni wọ́n á fi rí result. How long will it take for the result to be out?
1 to 5 days. 1 to 5 days.
1 to 5 days. Let's say 1 week. Ṣé déètì wọn lọ gbé wà?
Bẹ́ẹ̀.
Kí ni déètì wọn ló wà l'October?
From 31 October, mo range. From 31 October to 15 November.
Ní kíni?
Ní range tèmi fẹ́ mú.
November yẹn náà ló ṣe fẹ́ ṣe. Nígbà tí admission máa close in December. Níbo tó ṣe ń rò sí wọn. O ṣe parí exam láìpẹ́ orí ẹ̀ ṣe sharp dáadáa.
15 to 31. 15 October to 31 October.
Wọ́n máa ní kó mú exact date ní wọn. Kí ló sọ? Mo lọ ti máa ṣe bí gan-an.
University of Manchester.
Manchester náà international mọ̀ ní wọ́n fẹ́ gbà.
NLA.
Tẹ̀tẹ̀wáyọ̀ Manchester.
Every one of them. To see university to free in UK. Even voting fẹ́ gba 17.5.
Waiting lele,
But
I love it. Not much.
it applies to other universities through clearing. Gbogbo wọn sọ pé welcome, we've given you an offer. But the email tó ń tẹ̀lé is it seems you are registered as an international student. Please further information wọ́n fi link síbẹ̀ kí n click form kí n continue kí n fill gbogbo financial details mi
Ó
síbẹ̀.
fi kí ní à ń kàwé kò fẹ́ gba certificate.
Mm, mm, mm. Mo ti apply sí City University of London.
International student náà ló
Gbogbo
gbọ́.
wọn kàn ń sọ pé
Nígbà tí èèyàn bá tẹ̀lé kó máa san 1,000 lóṣooṣù, 1,000 lóṣooṣù. À ní parí owó kan tá máa tí àlọ́dá session máa tún fi wọlé.
gbogbo scholarship tó dẹ̀ wà níbí is for LLR that is based on èèyàn tó ní refugee or somebody that was forced to leave their country. So
Àwọn
gbogbo
asylum.
bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo LLR dependent yẹn you are an international student automatically.
LLR ẹni tó tún wà lórí indefinite kìíní náà international student náà.
I think there's different LLR. There's LLR from irú ìtẹ́mi ní ìsìn which is dependent on somebody who has skilled worker visa. But there's LLR of refugee or somebody who had to flee their country.
So wọ́n favour àwọn yẹn.
Then
Tó bá ṣe rọ ẹyẹ tí ẹsẹ̀ ti kó jẹ́ kí n bá wọn kó jẹ́ ká sùn. Mo rò mí ríro wọn, mo ní Ọlọ́run lè dánwọ́ yín.
then
Ọlọ́run dánwọ́ yín.
following investment of the application for the F1 scholarship, I'm sorry to inform you that your application was unsuccessful. Let me just forward this to forward it to the president, H, the product, and J, the person.
World blew up on Twitter, and then a week later you had an app that was kind of shipped out and stuff.
My name is Rexon. I'm currently a full-time high school student, but outside of high school, I'm like a tech entrepreneur and influencer. Currently, I have 15K followers on Twitter, and I basically build apps and build startups.
What you started doing in those 3 hours to produce it.
To this day, I've won 5 international hackathons hosted from competitions like Apple and Eve Global. I built a prototype in 3 hours, and I posted on Twitter. The next morning when I woke up, I just realized it blew up like crazy. It got like 300K views online. Right now, I've grew the app to 300K users. It's got a #1 product of the day on Product Hunt. And we're making around 1K a month in revenue. So it's been a crazy journey.
You know, how did you put together the delivery process to kind of send it out to the world?
Put out the screen recording on Twitter. I mentioned I was 17 years old, and I just went to bed.
That's cool. That's cool. And so you said it blew up by the time you had woken up the next day. Where are you going to go with this app specifically?
I made a tweet on Twitter telling people I was gonna sell my app. That post just blew up like crazy. Like right now it's like 2 million views. My DMs were like all flooded.
You've got a knack for getting your apps to do really well on Product Hunt. Any other tips for people on how to perform well with whatever they're going to product hunt with?
Right. That's a great question. So a lot of the things on Product Hunt is actually like a lot of the results on Product Hunt is actually I call it.
All right, welcome back to the Niche Pursuits podcast. My name is Jared Bauman. Today we are joined by Rexon Wong with Text Behind Image. Rexon, welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me onto this podcast, man.
I am so excited to have you here. There's so many reasons why I say that. You've got such a cool story. And I can't wait for us to hear all about it. I think a lot of people listening are going to be intrigued by what you've built, how you built it, you know, what you've overcome along the way and where it's at, but also just the fact that you've done it at such a young age. And I think that's inspiring for a lot of people as well. So we'll get into all that, but maybe give us some backstory. Tell us who you are, what you're about, and how you came up with the idea for this app.
Yeah, sure. So maybe I'll talk about my background first, and then I'll talk about like the how I came up with the idea for the app. So basically, right now, my name is Rexon. I'm currently a full-time high school student. At the time of the recording, I'm gonna graduate in around 3 months from high school. But outside of high school, I'm like a tech entrepreneur and influencer. So I basically have currently have 15K followers on Twitter, and I basically build apps and build startups outside of school. And while I build apps and build startups outside of school, I share my progress, I share my insights, and I just show people what I'm building on Twitter. And this allows me to build like audience and an audience of like similar people in my niche, and allow me to like meet so many inspirational people at such a young age through building apps, which is what I like. And I've been doing that for around a year right now. Prior to that, I've been doing a lot of coding in the past. And how I came up with the idea for a text behind image was it just came from some of my problems. So I still remember there was this one day in like September 2024, a couple months ago. I was like on the school bus going back home from school, and then I was watching some videos from one of my biggest inspirations, Daniel Dalen. So for those who don't know who Daniel Dalen is, he's basically a YouTuber who uploads like startup vlogs and showcases like a startup life, his journey, and documents like the process on YouTube. He's a really nice YouTuber, and one of the cool things about him is that for every single video that he posts, he uses the same kind of thumbnail. Like he has an image of himself, and he puts like some POV text, like the text says PO, but it's like behind his face. So this kind of effect is called text behind image. And I was like, damn, that is so cool. And I was like, I want to see if I can recreate this effect using my skills. But because I'm really bad at using Photoshop, and I couldn't figure out how to do that kind of thing with Photoshop, and it took me like a long time to finally figure out how to do that on other tools like Canva. So I thought about it, and I was like, there's no easy tool that allows me to create these kind of effects, these kind of text behind image effects. And I was like, if I can create it, then a lot of people who might be like newbies or just as worse as Photoshop like me wouldn't be able to create this kind of effect. So I decided to build this app. That was where the idea came from. And using a lot of AI tools at that moment, I built a prototype in 3 hours, and I posted on Twitter. The next morning when I woke up, I just realized it blew up like crazy. It got like 300K views online on my account, and I decided I needed to launch the app. And right now, I've grew the app to 300K users, and it's got a #1 product of the day on Product Hunt. And we're making around 1K a month in revenue. So it's been a crazy journey that came from realizing a problem that I had.
I have to admit, I was thinking about you today as I was getting ready for the interview, and I was noticing on my iPhone that my background image has the time. The time is exactly what you've done with your app. And I remember when I put the picture for my background image, it's of my wife and I, and I remember thinking, oh, that's so cool that the time kind of sits behind, the image. And I don't know how they do that, but they're Apple, so they know how to do everything. But here you've gone and come up with an app that does it. So anyways, it's pretty cool for those who are listening. Like, it puts that text behind the image. You can go to textbehindimage.app if you want to kind of follow along while we're having this conversation and look at it. Talk about, you said you built it in 3 hours or so. Without making this a podcast interview on coding and like the details, I'm trying to get maybe a little bit into your head about how you came up with the idea and then what you started doing in those 3 hours to produce it. And again, kind of talking to the person out there listening who sees things in the world, has ideas in the world, is trying to figure out how to come up with something that solves problems, I'm just wanting to hear maybe you unpack a little bit more of the details behind where you started going and diving into to create this.
Yeah, sure. So prior to like I've been building apps for like couple months at that time. And prior to build like the process of like building apps and startups, I've actually been participating in a lot of like coding hackathons. So to this day, I've won 5 international hackathons hosted from competitions like Apple and ETH Global, and combined with like prior coding knowledge, and also in like those hackathons, they usually have like a time limit. So usually you have to like build apps and build something to show to the judges in a short period of time. So these experiences taught me how to like build something kind of quick in like a short period of time. So I had like some coding knowledge in the past, and I had some hackathon experience. So using like some of my skills, I was able to just come up with like the ideation for how I was gonna tackle this app. And I decided that I was going to like use some of my technologies that I use most of the time, which is the technologies I use to build web apps. And for the reading the text behind the image design effect, I took inspiration for how I was gonna do it on Canva. Basically, I found like a tool, like a coding tool that allowed me to remove the background of any image. So for example, like I take a picture and then it only takes the foreground. And then what I would do with that removed background image, the foreground, is that I would just smack it right on top of the original image. So it allows me to put a layer of text between
Ma?
old image.
Ma?
So we get more.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes, no, no.
So that we will go.
Yeah.
And the new removed background image. So that was how I came up with the process of how to create the text behind image design effects. And then the really cool thing while I was building this app is that around that time in September, there were a lot of like AI coding tools that were just popping up and like started to gain traction. One of them, and it's still really, really popular right now, is cursor.ai. And I was just trying to like experiment of how fast I can create it. So with Cursor AI, I was able to like use AI to automate some of those like processes which usually were tedious. For example, like creating buttons, doing like the layout, stuff like that. Like it was able to do that in like a second, which otherwise would have took me probably like 5 minutes to, or maybe not 5 minutes, like a couple minutes um to like rearrange and stuff like that. So it was able to look at my entire code base and suggest me some edits based on my entire code base, and it was able to really automate a lot of the coding process. So that's why at the end it really only took me 3 hours to build this app with the combination of like my prior coding experience, like my hackathon experience, and these new crazy AI tools like Cursor.ai.
Hey, Jared here. Just a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get right back to the episode. If you want to see one of Niche Site Lady's websites, she has a little case study going on. The site is called veganwins.co.uk, and she's sharing everything she's doing with it publicly. The site was built for her by Web Asset Builders, and you can get one done for yourself as well. These social first niche websites are designed to capture the attention of people on Facebook, complete with engaging content, visuals, and even newsletter lead magnets. Check out webassetbuilders.com if you'd like to learn more. They even have installment payment options available. You can use coupon code NichePursuits on checkout to get 20% off all offers. Again, that's webassetbuilders.com. Coupon code NichePursuits, all one word, for 20% off. All right, now back to the episode. Yeah, such a cool story. So you got it done. Talk about how you launched it. Talk about you throw it up. It's an app, so how did you kind of get it out into the world in that first evening? And obviously, we'll talk a little bit about the aftermath and what came when you woke up the next day. But how did you put together the delivery process to kind of send it out to the world?
Yeah, sure. So at that moment when I finished building the app, I thought it looked really cool, but I wasn't like at that moment, I wasn't expecting it to just like blow up. So what I did was that I did what I was doing for the past couple months. So the past couple months I've been building apps and software. And what I would usually do is like I would screen record my app, sometimes with like my face on it, and I would like narrate myself using the app while the screen recording shows the app. So I was like, I'm just gonna do the same thing. So I just screen recorded my screen. I put my face on the corner, and uh I talked about how I built this app, and I showed people myself using the app. It was really really casual. Like for the demo image, I used one of my favorite football players as like the image. I still remember. And the difference while I was doing the screen recording of this app was that I mentioned I was a 17-year-old high school student, and I mentioned I built it in 3 hours. So I think these were like some of like the interesting factors while I was doing the recording. So that really, I think, looking back, that really like built up engagement for the recording because people like to see interesting stuff. And being a 17-year-old high school student who's built an app in like 3 hours, it's something that you don't hear every single day. So I basically just randomly put out like screen recorded my app, and then as I did for the past couple months from that moment, I've been sharing my journey a lot on Twitter, documenting my process. And around that time, I've just been having around like 700 followers on Twitter.
Okay.
So I just put out the screen recording on Twitter. Talks about like I mentioned I was 17 years old, and then I just went to bed.
That's cool. That's cool. And so you said it blew up by the time you had woken up the next day. And, so kind of like for those of you who don't know, like we've got a crazy time change here. So Rexon just got up and I'm about to leave for the day. And so I can imagine like people discovering this while you're in bed, over in the US, for example, that's probably right during prime time when people are up and using tools and on Twitter and stuff like that. What was the initial reception like? And I think I also want to know a little bit more about when you realized this was something that you needed to put more time and effort into to get into a more sophisticated, environment. We'll talk about product hunt and those sorts of things. And was that the first day that you realized that and you made that decision, or was that subsequently after that?
Yeah. So the morning when I woke up, I saw it hit like 30K views, and I was like, this was the by far like the most views I ever had. Back then, 30K views like meant the world to me. And I was seeing like so many of my biggest influences when starting off this journey, like DM me and like replying to comments, and I was just seeing like so many likes and stuff like that. So those numbers were just absolutely crazy. And I remember that morning, it was a Sunday, and I had to go out with my family. And I remember that day, like throughout the entire time, going out with the family to do like shopping, just like having fun with the family. I was on my phone, like on Twitter, and I was just seeing the like every minute I was just getting like 1,000 new views. And at that moment, it was just like crazy. I never experienced this kind of like virality before. And I think right now, I think that time I ended the day with like 300K views. And I was thinking about it. I was like, the reception was just crazy. And because I built this app just for my own personal use as a
Right.
personal tool to solve my problem, I was just seeing the reception and how many people like liked it and the virality it was getting. I was like, I have to launch this as an app. So I spent like around a week just like polishing things, making everything like for example, making the code cleaner, making the user interface cleaner, um, just like fixing those like small launch details to try to polish and package it as a good product. And a week later, I launched the product.
Okay. So a week later, we got a product. 3 hours of coding and development. Shared a video about it, showed the world, blew up on Twitter, and then a week later, you had an app that was kind of shipped out and stuff. When did Product Hunt enter in? Like, had you had a lot of time under your belt with the app at that point, or was Product Hunt pretty early on?
Yeah, so when I launched the app on Product Hunt, I actually launched it on the same day I officially launched the app.
Okay.
And
Okay.
some experience with Product Hunt in the past because the at that time the last time I did Product Hunt was like 1 or 2 months ago. I did Product Hunt for this app called VideoFast. I built this super easy to use online video editor, and I launched it on Product Hunt a couple of months from that time, and it's gotten #2 product of the day on Product Hunt. And I've been seeing a lot of like other like hackers on Twitter and other entrepreneurs on Twitter launch their own products on Product Hunt and get so much success. So with these two things, like my prior experience with launching a Product Hunt, and just seeing how much success that some other people got on Product Hunt, I decided that it was like a natural step for me, like to just launch on Product Hunt. And the really interesting thing was that when I launched on Product Hunt, um, like I remember that was a Sunday when I launched on Product Hunt, and the next morning I was going to school on Monday, and I just opened my Twitter and I saw Ryan Hoover, the former CEO of the founder of Product Hunt and the former CEO of Product Hunt. He actually reposted my product, and at the time I was actually 16 years old. So he talked about I was like 16 years old from Hong Kong, and he just showed my product, and that was one of the big factors that led me to getting #1 product of the day on Product Hunt. And I remember I ended the day with like 800 upvotes. So Ryan Hoover upvoted and tweeted about my product. I tweeted about it on Twitter by posting a new demo about it. And I also mentioned I was 16 years old at the time. So I mentioned my age and I mentioned like the speed I was building the app. So I think these interesting factors really got me to getting the upvotes and getting the initial traction for the app to help me get #1 product today on Product Hunt.
For people who aren't super familiar with Product Hunt, maybe talk about why it's so valuable to get #1, #2, these sorts of things, and what kind of metrics did that end up driving in the first few weeks for the app?
Yeah, sure. So Product Hunt, for those who don't know, is basically a directory of products. So every single day, there are like new products listed on the site. You can list new products on the site, and then every 24 hours, people got to vote on the product they like the most. So they got to upvote on the product, and depending on the number of upvotes, your product can get like there's going to be like a leaderboard, that shows like how many upvotes each product got. And because Product Hunt is a site where people can discover a lot of new products, it gets like a lot of views daily. I don't know exactly how many views, but I know like it's super, super, super popular. And a lot of people go onto the site and being #1, #2 product of the day, like being in those top positions, obviously allows you to like get your product to get noticed easier. And after getting #1 product of the day on Product Hunt, I remember that's where I got my first 1,000 users from, combined with like myself posting on Twitter and getting that kind of virality. And in a week, it managed to get 10K users.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Um, let's move, if we can, into the process that you went from 10K users to where you're at now, 300K users. You had mentioned at the beginning. I want to talk about a bunch of other stuff like monetization and just some of the other things you've been doing inside of it. But what was the growth path like? I mean, so it sounds like this launched in September, October 2024. We're
That's right.
recording this, end of February 2025 or so. So it's been, we'll call it 6 months or so since it's launched, right? Like, what's the growth path been like?
Yeah, so I've been really much of the growth and much of the new users came from like other influencers on like other platforms like Instagram and TikTok talking about my app. And I've just been insanely lucky that I've really gotten this kind of traction through like sort of word of mouth and like other influencers just like promoting my app. Because I've been documenting my process of like growing and showing people like some new features and stuff like that about text behind image. And I keep mentioning that I'm like 17 years old. So I guess like myself keep mentioning on Twitter and this wow factor not only allowed me to grow my Twitter audience from at that time 700 followers to currently where I am with around 15K followers.
March, April, May, June, July, August, September.